Ezra English. Idioms Series. Short Lessons. Topic: Foods and Drinks.
A cup of tea. Have you ever heard someone say, "That's not my cup of tea"? It's a common idiom that means something is not to your liking or preference. It's similar to saying, "That's not for me," or "I don't really enjoy that." The phrase is thought to have originated in the 1800s in England, where tea was a popular beverage. Back then, tea was seen as a luxury item that only the wealthy could afford. So if something was someone's cup of tea, it meant it was a luxury they could afford and enjoy. Nowadays, the phrase has taken on a broader meaning and can be used to describe anything that someone does or doesn't like. For example, you might say, "Going to the beach is not really my cup of tea," or "I prefer to read mystery novels, but romance novels are not my cup of tea." In English-speaking tests, you may be asked to describe your likes and dislikes or talk about your hobbies and interests. Here are some examples of questions and answers that use the idiom, "a cup of tea." Question: What kind of music do you like? Answer: I'm really into classical music. It's definitely my cup of tea. Question: Do you enjoy watching sports? Answer: It depends on the sport. Soccer is my cup of tea, but I'm not really into basketball. Question: How do you like to spend your weekends? Answer: I enjoy hiking and exploring new trails. It's my cup of tea to be outdoors and surrounded by nature. Question: Have you ever tried sushi? Answer: Yes, but it's not really my cup of tea. I prefer more traditional American cuisine. Question: Do you like to go to concerts? Answer: Absolutely. Live music is my cup of tea. I love the energy and excitement of a live performance. As you can see, the idiom, "a cup of tea," can be used in a variety of contexts and situations. It's a great way to express your likes and dislikes and convey your preferences to others. So the next time you're asked about your hobbies or interests, think about using this fun and versatile idiom.
The whole enchilada. If someone tells you they want the whole enchilada, it means they want everything, not just a part of it. This idiom is often used in situations where someone wants to make sure they get the entire package or deal, without any omissions. The origin of this idiom is unclear, but it is believed to have originated in the United States in the mid-20th century, likely due to the popularity of Mexican cuisine. One possible explanation is that enchilada is a Spanish word that literally means in chili. This suggests that the idiom may have originally referred to a full meal, including a main course, side dishes, and sauces, all served together. The whole enchilada is a versatile phrase that can be used in many different contexts. For example, if someone is shopping for a car and wants to make sure they get all the features and options, they might say, "I want the whole enchilada." Similarly, if a person is ordering a pizza and wants every topping available, they could say, "Give me the whole enchilada." In a job interview, the interviewer may ask a candidate, "What are you looking for in this position?" And the candidate could respond, "I'm looking for the whole enchilada, a challenging role, opportunities for growth, and a supportive team environment." Alternatively, if a friend is sharing a story about their vacation and wants to make sure you understand every detail, they could say, "Let me tell you the whole enchilada." Overall, this idiom is a fun and colorful way to express the desire for completeness and entirety. Whether used in casual conversation or in a more formal setting, it conveys a strong sense of wanting to have everything available or at hand. In a speaking test, a question could be, "What kind of vacation are you looking for?" And the test taker could respond, "I want the whole enchilada, adventure, relaxation, cultural experiences, and great food. Another question could be, what kind of job are you hoping to find? And the response could be, I'm looking for a position where I can have the whole enchilada, a challenging role with room for growth, good pay, and a positive work environment. In summary, the idiom, the whole enchilada, is a fun and colorful way to express the desire for completeness and entirety. Whether used in casual conversation or in a more formal setting, it conveys a strong sense of wanting to have everything available or at hand.
In a nutshell. Have you ever found yourself wanting to give someone a summary of something, but didn't quite know how to put it into words? This is where the phrase, in a nutshell, comes in handy. The idiom, in a nutshell, is used to describe a concise and brief explanation of something. It is often used when summarizing a larger idea, concept, or story into a few short sentences. The phrase dates back to the Roman philosopher Pliny the Elder, who wrote that the historian Pompey had compressed the whole Iliad into a nutshell. The origins of the phrase come from the idea that something as large as a tree can be compressed and represented by a single nutshell. It is a metaphor that emphasizes the importance of being able to distill complex ideas into simple, digestible pieces. For example, imagine you have just finished reading a long book and a friend asks you to summarize the story. You could say, in a nutshell, the book is about a young boy who discovers he has magical powers and must defeat an evil wizard to save the world. This is a quick and simple way to convey the main idea of the book without going into all of the details. The phrase can also be used in situations where time is limited or when someone needs a quick overview of something. For instance, in a business meeting, someone might ask for a summary of a project or a proposal. You could say, in a nutshell, we're proposing a new marketing strategy to increase sales by targeting a younger demographic. This provides a brief and concise explanation of the proposal, without getting bogged down in the details. In a speaking test, a common question that could be asked is to summarize a news article or a current event. For example, the examiner might say, can you summarize the recent political turmoil in country X? In this case, the test taker could respond, in a nutshell, there has been widespread protests and civil unrest due to allegations of corruption in the government. So, in a nutshell, this is a useful idiom to have in your vocabulary. It allows you to summarize complex ideas in a concise and easy-to-understand way. Whether you're explaining a new concept to a colleague, summarizing a book, or answering a question in a speaking test, being able to deliver a clear and concise summary will always be beneficial.
Spice things up. Have you ever had a dish that was so bland and boring that it made you want to fall asleep? Adding some spices can change everything, making the dish tastier and more exciting. That's where the idiom, spice things up, comes into play. When we say, spice things up, we mean to add something to make things more exciting or interesting. This can apply to any aspect of life, not just food. You can spice up your love life, your work routine, or even your wardrobe. For instance, imagine you are feeling bored and uninspired with your daily routine. You could decide to spice things up by trying new activities, taking a different route to work, or meeting new people. By doing something different, you may feel more energized and excited about life. Similarly, in the context of cooking, we might say, let's spice things up, when we want to add some flavor to a dish. This can be done by adding different herbs, spices, or seasonings to create a more unique flavor. By doing so, we can take a dish from being ordinary to being extraordinary. When it comes to speaking tests, spice things up can be used to answer questions related to making things more exciting or interesting. For instance, question: how can you make your presentations more engaging? Answer: to spice things up, I like to use visuals and interactive activities to keep my audience engaged and interested. Question: how can you add variety to your exercise routine? Answer: I like to spice things up by trying new workout classes or exploring different outdoor activities. This keeps things interesting and prevents me from getting bored. Question: how can you make your daily work routine more interesting? Answer: to spice things up, I like to set goals and challenges for myself, or try new methods to complete tasks. This keeps me motivated and helps me avoid feeling stuck in a rut. Overall, spice things up is a great way to express the desire to add some excitement or interest to any aspect of life. Whether it's trying new activities, experimenting with new flavors, or finding new ways to approach tasks, this idiom encourages us to step out of our comfort zone and try something new.
Please subscribe to the channel for more content like this.